Philipp Mainlander's philosophy of redemption rests on a single, uncompromising premise: human life holds an absolute negative value. Traditional creation myths describe a world forged by design, but Mainlander proposes a different origin. The universe began with an act of ontological suicide. This entity, the pre-cosmic singularity, evaluated its own existence and determined that non-being was superior to being. A structural problem remained. Because a perfectly unified singularity cannot simply vanish, it had to shatter into a physical medium to dissipate. The physical universe represents the expanding, decaying corpse of this divine self-destruction. This cosmology introduces a specific moral goal, a human will ignited by the realization that non-existence is the highest good. We will trace this logic from the initial death of a god to the engineered extinction of humanity. Mainlander frames human existence as a painful, temporary symptom of a dead god's ongoing cosmic decay. Mainlander built this architecture by dismantling the most prominent pessimistic framework of the 19th century. Arthur Schopenhauer argued that all activity is driven by a will to live, a blind, unified force that traps organisms in an endless cycle of craving. Schopenhauer concluded that humans could achieve only temporary reprieves from this drive through art or asceticism, reaching a state of relative nothingness. Mainlander kept Schopenhauer's metaphysical structure while reversing the core mechanism. He proposed that the underlying psychological drive of the universe is actually the volitum tode, the will to death. Mainlander identifies the will to live as a subordinate deceptive mechanism, a surface wave riding an unavoidable descent into absolute nothingness. Life tricks organisms into surviving and reproducing to ensure there is enough physical material dispersed to sustain the long process of cosmic decay. This means that our survival instincts and biological drives are disguised engines engineered to pull us toward absolute nothingness. This psychological drive maps directly onto the structural mechanics of the universe. Mainlander defines pluralism precisely. The original singular cosmic unity has irreversibly shattered into billions of fragmented individual wills. Each human, animal, and physical object exists as an isolated, severed fragment of the dead god. Because these fragmented wills collide in a finite space, they compete for resources, a mechanical friction that produces the inherent suffering of life. Within this system, time functions as the physical measurement of the universe's teleological decay. The forward progression of time ensures that all multiplicity is ground down, eventually reverting the fragments toward a unified nothingness. The daily conflict of human existence is the mechanical grinding of a shattered universe eroding itself into dust. Mainlander addressed the practical application of this metaphysics by questioning how humans should organize a society trapped in this state. Pessimistic systems often lead to moral quietism, a passive withdrawal from society, championed by Schopenhauer and found in early Buddhist thought. Mainlander critiqued this stance, arguing that passive withdrawal abandons the masses to systemic injustice. His remedy involved aggressive support for communism and the free love movement. He argued that dismantling traditional marriage would free individuals from the biological trap of procreation. He also noted that extreme economic inequality keeps the working class distracted by the struggle for mere survival. His theory suggests a communist state satiating all material desires leads humanity to collectively recognize that existence offers no positive return. Mainlander championed social justice, not to build a lasting utopia, but to engineer the psychological conditions required for humanity's voluntary extinction. His ethics require a transition from ignorant self-interest to enlightened self-interest. Enlightened self-interest humbles individuals, forcing them to recognize their unity with a dying cosmos. In April 1876, shortly after publishing the first volume of his defining work, Mainlander hanged himself in his residence in Offenbach. This ultimate act aligned his life entirely with his metaphysical rules, representing a rational choice mirroring the universe's ultimate trajectory. Mainlander's work reached Friedrich Nietzsche, who read The Philosophy of Redemption the year of its publication. Nietzsche later introduced the "God is dead" proclamation in the same book where he referenced Mainlander, fueling debates regarding unacknowledged influence. Beyond this historical legacy, Mainlander's own vision remains focused on the absolute end of time. He promised a final state where all of these fragmented wills would eventually achieve the absolute peace of pure non-existence. Mainländer constructed a logically consistent salvation where existence is an agonizing disease, but the cure, absolute nothingness, is entirely cosmically guaranteed.